Good evening and welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Mr. Valladolid, or Mr. V. And first off, I would like to apologize for not being here, but there was an unforeseen family issue that required me to be gone out of the country, actually. So again, I apologize, and a little bit about myself. I'm Mr. V, been here for 14 years and still loving it. I went to UCSC where I got my undergrad in history, and then I got my social studies teaching credential at Monterey Bay State. So let's go over the class. You are in 10th grade world history, a mandatory course for graduation. And these are some of the common things that we'll be covering in class, and it is a lot. And hopefully we can get through it and get to modern world history, which I enjoy and a lot of the students enjoy as well. We start off with the rise of democratic ideas. We took a look at the Enlightenment, and this week we started our unit on the Industrial Revolution. We will proceed into World War I, nationalism, World War II, etc., with the goal of getting to unresolved problems of the world in 10 months. Hopefully we will get there. Some policies of the class. We have our grading policy. I do not do weighted grades, just a cumulative point system. Points are points. You do your work, you'll do just fine in class. Some of the resources that we use is our textbook, World History. Not a fan of it, but the state requires that all students have a textbook. So there you go. I like to use a lot of outside resources, especially primary source resources. Two of my favorite books are Eyewitness to History and Don't Know Much About History. A lot of good sources of people there and then at that moment in history that the students make a lot of good connections with. We do a lot of current events in here as well. We'll be receiving the Week magazine, which students will be using a bunch. If your student does not have one by now, they should get one ASAP. This is the composition book. The majority of all their work goes in this book, which I collect periodically to be graded. Okay, so make sure they have these. I like to do a lot of geography in class. I think it's important that students understand the parts of the world that we are studying. And throughout the year, we'll be doing some map projects. This is their first project that all the students have turned in on Latin America, with the goal at the end of the semester for students to curate their own world history atlas. Really nice maps here. Students also today started their project on the Industrial Revolution. And let me run you through how the class would work. I always have this blown up on the whiteboard. Okay. When students come in, they ask me, what are we doing today, Mr. V? Well, it would be up here. We're going to focus on the social impacts of the Industrial Revolution and then look at some primary source documents on the personal experiences of the Industrial Revolution. Any homework that needed to be turned in would be here. Any homework assigned here as well. It would also be on the board right there. Two sources for students. And then using their comp books, we would just go through our activities for the day. This was yesterday. We took a look at some images of the Industrial Revolution and analyzed them as a class together. A couple more. We read some documents on the social impacts of some people in the Industrial Revolution in group work. We took a look at a video on cholera outbreaks in major English cities during the Industrial Revolution. And then we kind of connected it to today. I asked the kids to give me a little free ride on the positives and negatives of teenagers working today, and we had a good discussion on that. So everything is going great so far. Really enjoying the classes. And again, I'd like to apologize for not being here. My prep period is Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 to 10. Please feel free to contact me, set up an appointment. I'll be more than happy to meet with you. Again, thank you. Good night.